Hey guys, Ronnie here. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm in my kitchen, obviously not in the shop because my Bronco is taking up room in the shop. It's taking priority right now. I got to work on it. But while I'm in my kitchen today, I wanted to show you the barn door that I built for this kitchen. Now you might be thinking barn doors are a dime a dozen. Well, this barn door is actually 2 barn doors in one. And the key to that is on the other side. So I'll show you, take you around, show you the other side, show you how I put it together. The whole idea of this video is I want to get you guys to start thinking outside of the box, right? When you start building something or thinking about building something, what can you do to make it a little unique, a little set apart from everything else? You could do this with a doorway, right? You could do it with a cabinet sliding door, which I'll probably do with my cabinet in there, but let me take you around, look at the other side, and show you what I'm talking about. It's so cool. You're gonna have to come along and see this side, right? All right, so there you go, the other side of the door, right? 2 barn doors in one. Isn't that pretty cool? It really is the same door. Look, I'll get the camera and I'll show you. All right, guys, so this is one side of the door. I'm just gonna show you. It's actually not a photography trick. It's one door, see? Rustic side. You got hardware up here. Now what I needed 1 3/4 inch width door. So what I did was on this side I used pine 1x, and then on this side I used poplar so I could get a nice clean painted surface, the white, and then a 1/4 inch plywood panel in the middle. And that gave me the 1 3/4 I needed. Now, how I built it was I built the frame, I measured the measurements I needed. I built the frame, screwed and pocket holed that all together, put this frame face down on the ground, put the 1/4 inch plywood on top of that, and then so I can glue and nail the frame on. And then I turned all that over so the plywood on the other side was facing up, and I did the same thing with the rustic side. Put my frame, tacked, and glued that. Now, this center brace here, I had built this door long before I did the wainscoting, so I tried to anticipate the height. I wanted to kind of make it even. I didn't quite get there. As you can see, it's close, but it's a little bit off. But I think it turned out really nice. So this side, let me show you also what I did as far as the edges now, and then I'll tell you what I would do different. But so this side's white, obviously. So this edge right here, I wanted to keep white, so when the door's open, if you're in this walkway, it's white, it matches this white. Well, since this side on the kitchen side is the rustic, I did the rustic edge on this side, so whether it's open or closed all the way, it goes with the side of the door. Now, what I would do different, I would probably make the center board plywood, I would want to probably make that a little bit wider than I needed and go back later with a round over bit. I mean a flush cut bit with my router to make it nice and even. Right now it's not quite even. Another thing I would think about doing was getting some edge banding. I haven't seen it in 1 3/4. I've seen it in 2 inches, and just edge band the side. If you haven't seen my video on edge banding plywood, check that out. Another thing I did, let me get over here on the white side, it'd be easier to see, is with this center, I made the plywood stop about 1 inch from the end. The reason for that is I got the guide here in the floor, the little track guide, and so it can run along that. But I think it turned out really nice. I think it's a cool idea. 2 in 1. Now another thing is with this hardware, you can see the bolts. It doesn't give me a lot of room right here. It's probably 1/8 of an inch maybe. Let me
You could see, and I painted the bolts white too on this side just to match, but you could see there it's just not much room for trim here. So I wound up just painting the boards. I'm not real thrilled with that, but it is what it is. I might try to dress that up a little bit better. But then also with this hardware, I got the slow close, so you can just slam the door and then it'll stop and close on its own. Same thing this way. Nice soft close.
Okay, so this is how I finished the rustic side of the door. I used 3/16" plywood. I cut the vertical strips. I figured out how many strips that I needed, the width, the space of the gap, and all that. And so those are just cut out and set in the space, glued. So I did that with each one. And then the lower section, same thing. I put those in first. So these are all vertical strips, 3/16". And then I used, I think I used fencing for the cross braces. And for the cross braces, man, it took me a while to get the right angle. This is all before I built my app, Miter Angle app. You got to check that video out. It gives you exact angles and takes all that away, all that problem away. That's why I built the app. I wish I had it when I built the door, but it'll give you, you just measure the height and the width. It'll give you exact angles. It'll give you the angle of the intersection here. So if you want to make a half lap, instead of doing like I did, the 2 pieces here and the full one here, you could just use 2 full pieces and then make it look much better. That, anyway, that turned out pretty good. So the last thing I think I want to point out is, if I did this again, I would make the vertical bracing on the edges go all the way to the top. That way the hardware is connected to the vertical piece. And as it is, it's on this horizontal piece, both of these, so all this weight's hanging down. Hasn't been a problem. I would think I would put it all the way up like regular cabinet doors are built. But anyway, there you go, 2 sides. If you have any questions, comments, leave them below, and I appreciate you watching. Catch you on the next video.